Hello and welcome to Glitch Cube, we're a gaming podcast, and each week we take a deeper look into the art of video games. As always, I'm Christian.
I'm Chris.
And welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us once again as we dive further into the world of games. So this week, to hearken in the new year, we are going to be talking about some stuff on our backlog. We have been diving into some games, checking out some stuff that we missed, doing all that good stuff. And we might have a little bit of a challenge / surprise for you guys at the end of the episode. So stick around to hear about that. But do you want to start us off? What have you been playing, man? Like, what's grabbed your attention recently?
So these games that I've been playing are on our kind of like backlog list, right? So I guess we'll kind of talk about what I've been playing as well as my list. So,
well, I guess real quick, I mean, we've been comprising a list of games from the past, right? It could be like somewhat recent, but mainly a lot of like older games, I feel like, that we might have missed out on and all that stuff. And we're putting a list together to try and see if we can start knocking out some of those titles as well. Some bigger titles, some little ones, some interesting ones that caught our attention when we were younger, stuff like that.
So to start off, a game that's not on my list, I just remembered I have been playing a lot of a certain game. And that game is Fields of Mysteria. It is a Stardew-like game in a lot of ways. Early access, PC only. But there's a lot of content in it, right? So I'm just about to get into summer. And, it's got all your things you love, right? It's got your farming, your animal, your mines, your little combat. And, in a lot of ways, like, it kind of feels just like Stardew, but just a new coat of paint, which is fine. I think I kind of like that because there's so many games out there that try to be Stardew, but either throw in some weird mechanic that
kind
no one really likes.
Pokemon or like Mother or Earthbound.
It kind of has this like Game Boy Advance look to it a little bit. And I think that's why I kind of like it. But it's just, to me, this game is cozy. Like, this game is very relaxing. And I didn't think I would get into it as much as I am because my wife got it for herself. And, with Steam sharing, I can play it through hers. And I'm like, damn, like, this is actually kind of fun because there's just a lot of quests you can do on the little quest board. You get renowned, so you're ranking up your town. As your town ranks up, you get new like cosmetics and new quest lines. And, you move into this town because they had an earthquake and they want you to kind of make the town better. So you do that. And as you're doing that, more things open up, more places unlock, and the characters are enjoyable. The bachelors and bachelorettes are all very attractive in this. So that's a plus. And it's just a really comforting loop. Like, I feel like the characters are more likable. I like how on Friday nights they all go at the inn and they're all playing like tabletop games. So it's like they're all talking as if they're playing like D&D or like some card game.
Okay, that's
cool. And, they have Saturday like farmers market. It feels somewhat alive. And obviously it's early access, so it's not like a full game yet, but I'm really enjoying it. As I'm concluding spring, I feel like I've gotten my fill already, and I'm really enjoying the game. For being affordable for what it is, I think that's a plus too, because when we were looking at like a Stardew like game, a lot of them, even on sale, were still kind of pricey. And this one, to me, it's got really good reviews, and I agree with them. It feels good. I like it. It's a good little kind of at the end of the night relax kind of game. But so aside from that taking up my time, so we've been thinking about doing this list where we try to play games that we've been wanting to get done for a long time. And I feel like I always look at my backlog and I'm just like, well, there's so many games on it. Like, I'm never going to get around to it. So I've been thinking, what if we made like a smaller list and I tackle them? And I'm thinking, like of this list, maybe I try to at least like minimum try to beat 2 of these games a month.
Right.
Which, there's RPGs on this that are very long, but I'm trying to make it so there's also some short games on here so I still at least can accomplish stuff.
And some of the older RPGs aren't like long traditional sense, right?
Yeah,
like 20
yeah.
hour,
And it's
30 hour. It's not too bad.
And it's helpful that, I feel like for me, like there's not really any new games till next month that I want, right? Like the Dragon Warrior 7 remake comes out and, that's my favorite game of all time. So of course I'm going to have to pick that up. But other than that, I'm like, man, I think this might be the year that I beat a lot of these games. But before I ramble off on, a good chunk of the list, the ones that I've started on here. And a goal for this list too is where, of this list, we kind of look at what we have in common and we try to pick like a book club kind of thing, right? Where we both play one game that our interests and then we talk about it at the end. But for right now, 2 games from my list that I'm playing. I'm pretty far into this one and it pisses me off a little bit. So I had to start another one of my games to kind of be like, okay, this is what I'm jumping to when I get kind of annoyed. But I've been playing Last Guardian.
Okay, nice.
And very beautiful game. I love the cinematic feel of when you're jumping to pillar, right? Like it just feels so good. But my God, okay. I don't have any problems with the commanding Trico, right? Because for people out there that don't know, you are in this.
It's not the gecko from Pokemon. It's
yeah, no. It's like this. You like appear in this tower, and there's like this weird cat bird kind of creature that you are in this cage with, basically, or they're like locked up, and you free them, and it's like you're riding this little creature around, giving it commands, trying to get through the tower. And for me,
it's
like
also,
my
it's
wife
made
beat
by
this
the guys
game.
who did Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, so it's that kind of aesthetic as well.
Yeah, it to a T. I can feel both of those games in this very heavily. But as I was reading all the reviews, so many people complain about, oh, the pet doesn't listen to me. Oh, performance aside, I don't feel like, because I'm on a PS5, so the performance is great. But the command listening is fine. I'm not really having too much of a problem with it. Like, yes, it's a little slow, but my God, I hate when you have to deal with those stupid enemies. Like the stupid knights that pick you up is just the worst. Like when I have those encounters, those are the times where I'm like, I need to play a different game. So yeah. I try to get through an area, reach like a cinematic scene, and then after that I take a break. So every day I play about like an hour of it, hour and a half, and then I jump to something else. Because I'm like, I don't want to hate the game, right? Like I want to kind of enjoy it, sip it, and then play something else. And, overall, I'm really enjoying the game. It's just those little moments of like combat where I'm like, man, I kind of wish it wasn't there. I wish it was just you going through this tower and exploring it, because I love everything else about the game. But, I'm glad I'm playing it, because it's always been a game that's been on my list. I just never got around to it. And I'm digging it.
That game definitely, I played a little bit of it. I didn't get very far, but it definitely is one that I want to revisit, because I love Shadow of the Colossus like tremendously. I really enjoyed my time with Ico, but I feel like I'm forgetting a lot of Ico, and I actually just added that back on my list to replay as well, because I just want to relive that world. I love the world setting that
I'll play that too.
These guys do, right? Like the world setting that they set up is just kind of phenomenal. But I do remember Aiko, the combat being frustrating as well, right? Because like as you're fighting one person, they just grab her and start taking her to a shadow, and you have to run over there and like knock her, right? Like all that kind of stuff. But like so, the combat that they set up is very interesting. Like even Shadow of the Colossus, the combat was a little wonky. But like the climbing mechanics were amazing, and like the battle scenes were incredibly epic because of the Colossus and everything. But I feel like The Last Guardian might be it would have been a better just like puzzle platformer. I think like if you remove the combat and just let people kind of explore and do it that way, that would have been really interesting. Like just how did they get out of this cave, right? Like that's kind of like the big thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, Trico is adorable. I think as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my God, it's a baby Colossus. I love it. Right? Like it just, it's, I don't know. It definitely feels like it lives in that same universe, which I really appreciate. So yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It feels like all these games just like could be in the same universe. They just, we would never know.
Right. It's like hundreds of years apart. Right. Like I wonder what like the timeline is if they actually did try and do that. That would be really interesting. Yeah, so this one, it was really interesting. I've been like going through and just digging back and kind of like going through some nostalgia stuff. And while I was looking for the first game to play, right, like I was downloading some things and like checking out some other ones, right, and going through my list of like, oh, what I want to tackle first and all that. I actually started messing around with some mods for Final Fantasy IX because I just hit that nostalgia so hard. And I was messing around with the Memoria mod. And man, it looks gorgeous. I won't like talk too much into it about this, but like the ROM hack itself looks so good because it actually makes the characters like cell shaded, and the artwork is like very, very clean. It actually cleans up all the background artwork as well. And it's enhanced by both like actual painting and AI, right? So that game was originally Square format, and they were able to make it widescreen without stretching the backgrounds. They just expand all the backgrounds using AI to help make it look good. And it does look fantastic. Like it's really, really clean. Very well done job with that one. But one of the best, I think, quality of life things that got added into this mod pack was Vivi's attack. So for Final Fantasy IX, Vivi is a black mage. Their attack is garbage, right? But MP is pretty low in this game. So it is kind of hard with the high encounter rate to be able to make it through areas easily, right? It does get frustrating, right? You end up using a lot of ethers, or you just don't use any spells and you run away a lot, right? There's a lot of that with Final Fantasy IX. And they changed the basic attack of Vivi to just be a spell that costs no MP. It's just the lowest level spell, right? So it's just a level 1, like just a fire, a thunder, or whatever. You don't get to pick what the spell is, but if you fought the enemy already, it picks whatever that enemy is weak to, which I think is a really cool mechanic to put into the game, especially early on. It is so helpful to not have to worry about that, which I really enjoyed. They also set it up to, so like limit breaks and things like that are a big thing with Final Fantasy games. But in Final Fantasy IX, it's called Trance, where your character transforms and then you get special like attacks through that, right? Where you can actually turn it on. You can turn auto trance off. So in Final Fantasy IX, what would happen is if your limit gauge or your special meter fills up all the way, your character automatically goes into trance, even if it is the end of the battle. Because whenever you start the next battle over, guess what? Your trance is gone, right? So it kind of makes it tough if you're trying to save your big hits for bosses. So what they did with this is you can turn auto trance off so that whenever the meter is filled, you, the player, get to pick when you want to go into trance, which I thought was a really great little feature there. So you can actually save it for bosses and stuff like that, which is really nice. But that one I just kind of like dove into a little bit just to kind of pass the time as I was thinking about what game I wanted to play first. And one of the big ones that I ended up really diving into was Zone of Enders, the second runners specifically. So Zone of Enders 2. And it is so much better than I thought, right? So for those of you who don't know what Zone of Enders is, it was a PS2 game that actually it's a mech battler game, right? And the way that it fights, it kind of reminds me of like Dragon Ball Z Budokai, right? So like you're able to fly around in the world, it's like full 360 and everything like that. So you're zipping around in your mech and you're just fighting all these other giant robots. It looks fantastic. It plays really, really smooth. Your basic attack it depends on your range, and it automatically does it for you because there's so much shit going on the screen. You don't need to be focusing on that and thinking about that part, right? So that is a really, really cool thing. It's produced by Hideo Kojima. So, this thing gets weird, right? And it gets weird pretty early on with the story itself, where the main character, his name is Dingo, of course. Like, I don't know why Kojima always has like the dumbest fucking names in his games. But the main character's name is Dingo. And he gets shot like 6 times by the main bad guy. So he dies, right? And the girl that you're working with, I forgot her name, but it was stupid too. But
Dingo.
Yeah, Dingo. No, it's Dinga. No, it says Dingo and Dinga. Yeah. But she puts you in this suit, and basically she tells you that your heart and lungs have been replaced. And the only thing keeping Dingo alive is the mech suit. So if he steps out of the mech suit, he dies, because like all of his life support and stuff is attached to the power of the suit itself, of the mech, right? So that's kind of like what keeps you in there. There's some really interesting lore stuff. It kind of feels like Evangelion style. Like with the main bad guy, like his mech is called Anubis, right? And you're trying to stop like this big cataclysmic event. Another boss that you end up fighting, I'm assuming it's a character from the first one who dies, because he recognizes the mech and like the fighting style, and it turns out it's this girl from the first game that I think she died, and she's been implanted into the mech as AI to control the mech. So so it's like her memories. So I'm assuming it's similar to him, because it did show a person in there. So like it could just be like the body's dead, but the brain is activating the suit, right? That kind of thing. So it is an interesting concept there, but I will say, like, dude, the mechs look so cool. Like Anubis looks amazing. I love the designs of this, and I didn't think that the combat would be as fluid as it is, but it is very, very fluid, very fast paced. But I'm just really enjoying my time with this one right now. So
does it run well? Like, is it like 60 frames, like quick, or is it like some slowdown?
I'm playing just like the original like PS2 ROM, right? So it's a little hiccupy, right? But it's not actually like, I haven't noticed anything bad. The only thing I will say is that it is very milky in the beginning. Like it has that like white filter over everything. Like it didn't, that's all PS2 games. But if you want, there is a remaster version on Steam right now that looks so clean. Like there's a remaster out there, and they actually have some mod packs that you can add on to it if you have the Steam version, that add on like reflections and everything like that really, really clean it up. So it just depends on how comfortable you are with it. I'd say like playing the original PS2 version right now, it looks great. I think it looks really good. It's totally worth the playthrough. But if you want like, holy crap, this looks amazing, it's called Zone of Enders the Second Runner Mars, and the Mars. But the thing is with this one, I think if I remember correctly, like the A in Mars is upside down because it was built that you can play it in VR, which I think would be kind of it would make me sick because of how fast you move around. But it looks really good, and I think that there's an option to not play it that way too. But yeah, definitely would recommend this one to check it out. It's fun. I think you'd really dig it, to be honest.
I played the first one back in the day, because it was around the time that I was really into like Gundam Wing, and I was
Mm.
like, oh, this is kind of similar, because I remember trying Armored Core back in the day, and I was like, this is too technical for my child brain.
Mm-hmm.
But then this game, or at least the first one, I really enjoyed it. I don't think I beat it, but I remember playing a lot of it, and I've always wanted to like actually sit down and play them. I own the HD pack, or the duo collection on the 360, so I was thinking, oh, I could just play it there, because the controls will probably be a little bit better in that. So
yeah,
I need to actually sit down and try that.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. If you enjoy like mech fighters, like it's pretty cool, man. Yeah.
It's funny you bring up Kojima, because the other game I'm playing right now is Metal Gear Solid.
Ooh, which one? Like first
one.
Like first or PS1?
Like PlayStation.
Okay.
No, Solid, not Metal Gear. Okay. I don't know. Me going back to the NES is pretty hard, dude. I don't know.
Yeah. Same.
But Metal Gear Solid, obviously when I beat the game, I'll definitely talk more about it. But my brief history with the franchise as a whole, I played the original, so this version, the demo back in the day, and I really liked it, but it was always like kind of too dark. And at the time that I was playing that, I was mostly into RPGs and platformers. So this game was cool, but it was also M-rated, and my parents were like, well, why is this M-rated? And so that was a no, but I ended up somehow getting Metal Gear Solid 2, and that was the first one I ever beat. So I loved Metal Gear Solid 2. I enjoy.
It's so
I don't
funny
know how
that
I felt about
that's
3.
how you started it, because it's not even Snake.
I know. I was like, but you know what? I really like 2 a lot. I ignored what everyone said about it and all their complaints, and I really liked it. To me, it felt like the future of games, actually. Like, everything about that game was so futuristic. And then I played Metal Gear Solid 3 a little bit, and I hated the camouflage system. And ultimately, I really didn't like 3 when I first played it, because it just felt like you were out in the open and anyone could kill you. So I gave up on it. I want to go back to it, don't get me wrong, but then I skipped 4, and I played a little bit of what's it called? Phantom Pain,
yeah.
And it was cool. I played about an hour, but I just couldn't really get too into it at the time. But
that game's where like Kojima really started going fucking
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 was bonkers, but it wasn't that bad. Like, I beat 4 and it was great. I mean, it had the longest cutscene I've ever seen in a game. It was literally over an hour, but it's a really good game regardless of that.
Yeah. And so going and playing this, I'm still pretty early on in it. I just got to like the hangar, and but I'm excited to play it. This has been a game that's been on my list for a very long time. I already know a lot of the twists and turns, so it's not, crazy to me, but I feel like it's a game I need to beat. So that was one of the first ones I wanted to play, right? Because, looking at my list, I have a lot of long games on it, so I need to play some of these shorter ones. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. I'm playing the PS5 version that, from the Master Collection that they recently put out, where it has like the first, I guess you could say 4 games technically. But yeah, I'm digging it. They make the controls very easy in that, and I'm digging it. So
yeah, because that was one of the big complaints. Because I forgot, like sometime last year, I started playing Metal Gear, the first one, or Metal Gear Solid as well. And I just I got to the tank guy, and the controls were such a pain in the ass. Like it just was so frustrating switching between mines and weapons and things on the fly whenever you're constantly, because you're out in the open in that fight. So, and you don't even see the boss, but he can still shoot you. And it's just like, oh God, you're right. So you're running away from off screen. You're getting shot with a machine gun and killed. It's like, okay, that's annoying. So that one became frustrating. I turned it off. I don't think I turned it back on after that, because like the Ocelite fight, the revolver Ocelite fight was a little annoying too with those controls.
Yeah, I've heard that one's kind of annoying, but overall, I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to beating it.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's a good one for sure. That one I definitely would love to revisit again. Because when I was a kid, I remember playing it a lot, but it was mainly like the VR missions. Because like my godfather had
yeah.
it, and it was just fun playing through those. I think it's because he didn't want me to like save over his stuff or something on accident, so he just said just do the VR stuff. But those were still fun. So
Yeah, they're different. Like
yeah,
they're still cool.
yeah. No, that's a good one right there for sure. Okay. So the other big game that I've been diving into recently is one that I've been trying. It's a series that I've been trying to get into for a while. Like I know people love this series, and it's just one of those that just never really clicked for me. And I've tried a lot. I remember, I think I forgot which one I purchased when I was a kid. I played it for about 2 hours and then went right back to GameStop and returned it. Like it's one of those kind of things where it's just like it's never clicked for me, and finally it's clicking, and I'm like, oh wait, I actually really enjoy this right now. This is actually kind of fun. And right now I'm playing Fallout 4. So yeah, like I was watching. I think I was watching Jeff Ramsey from old Achievement Hunter, now Regulation podcast, right? And he was playing it with his wife, and like they were just kind of having fun with it. And he kept saying things like, there's no wrong way of playing this game. You just kind of cruise around, right? Like it's fine. And I don't know, something about the way that they were playing like clicked for me. So as I was watching them play it, I was downloading it and started playing it. And I'm only like maybe 5 hours into the game right now, but I'm really enjoying it. Like I feel like I'm actually like getting it, where it's like, oh yeah, just go to the workbench, go craft some weapons, check out this power armor, like go do this thing, gonna go talk to, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm in that right mindset to start playing these games now, and it's starting to kind of make sense to me. Where I'm like even kind of been interested in watching the Fallout show, which I haven't yet, because like that series just, while it's been interesting to me, I like the idea behind it. The gameplay just never really clicked for me, right?
Gotcha.
But the one thing I will say is like I love the dog. I hate hearing the dog whine and like getting hit. It gets me every time, where as soon as I hear the dog get hit, I'm like, fuck, where are you? And like I need to go run and save the damn dog. But like I wish that I could have it where it's like, if I'm running, you're running, right? Like you come with me, instead of hearing the dog whine in the back and it's getting like beat up by some super mutants because I went into the wrong town, right? Like it's like, come on.
Yeah, that's why as soon as I could get rid of the dog for another companion, I just did that, because I was like, I don't want to keep hearing him whine.
Right. I know, it's it's such a bummer. And whenever it does get hit, like you have to go and stim pack it, and I'm like, oh, it's limping, I'm just like, that part hurts. That part hurts a lot to see, but it is a lot of fun. I did do some like reading up, and like I found a build that I was like, oh, I really like this build. So I feel like maybe that's why it's starting to kind of like click for me. And because I felt like it was one of those games where it's just like kind of just dump stats, right? Like it doesn't really matter. But after reading up on like some interesting builds that people have done in it, I'm like, okay, like now I'm actually like looking into the synergies and seeing what works with each other. There's this handgun that I really want to get, so I've been like running across the entire map to get there as fast as I can, because apparently you can get it right away if you really want to. So it's one of those where it's like, yeah, it's definitely in an area that you probably don't want to run into, but I feel like I've been speccing pretty well, but I am like out of ammo. So that's my big dilemma right now. It's like I have no ammo. I put so much points into like the pistol, and I have no pistol ammo. So I was like,
bam.
And I just ran into a town that everything is super mutants. I'm like, oh, great. This sucks. But at level 5, I can take out a super mutant in 3 hits. I'm like, okay, that's not bad. So
yeah, that's doable.
Yeah. Like ghouls I was one-shotting, I was like, okay, this is rad. This is like, I feel like I shouldn't be here and be able to do this right now. But like it is fun. So I'm very excited to like continue play through it. I definitely like I have that like itch to like want to turn it back on, you know? Whereas
That's
before,
awesome.
like it felt like I was like forcing it. So I'm trying not to like force it. So it's games like that and like Stardew Valley as well. I didn't bring it up when you were bringing up the other game, but like Stardew Valley is another one of those games where I don't know how many times I've restarted it because it just doesn't click, you know? And
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that moment of like, you know what? I actually kind of want to play this, right? Like I get that sometimes. The same thing happened with like Minecraft. For the longest time, I was like, whatever. And then I started playing it, and then I was like, oh my god, I love this. And then I started messing with the mod packs. I'm like, okay, I get it. Like I totally get why this is awesome. So yeah, but we'll see. I'm very excited to play through that one. That one's definitely a longer game, so I'm gonna play it like in between some of these shorter, smaller games. So like while taking a break from Zone, I'll go play some Fallout, right? That kind of thing. So I'll probably bounce around a little bit.
I recommend the show. I actually quite like the show. I've just started season 2. Like I finished the first episode, and I like it. You know, Fallout for me, like I love obviously New Vegas. It's one of my most favorite games. And then 3, I've grown to like it. I think after playing 4, I ended up liking 3 more because so when I played 4, I didn't really like it. Actually, I liked it when I played it, and then there were times where I hated it, and then times I loved it. At the end of the day, after playing all the DLC except for the Nuka world, I like it. I think I've come around to it over the years where I'm a little less harsh on it. I think it does do some interesting things. I think the builds you can do in it are a lot more fun compared to, say, some of the older games. But, you know, after playing New Vegas, the story choices and beats in 4, it's like not as good, but the side quests in 4 are pretty enjoyable. And I like how detailed some of the areas are in the Commonwealth. I think
yeah, because
some
that
of the
game
places are
came
just
out in
really
like
pretty.
2015, and it still looks really good. Like I didn't.
Oh yeah.
Like I didn't even think about that until I was playing for a little bit. I'm like, oh my god, it's been like 11 years since that game came out. It's crazy.
Well, they just did like a not a remaster, but they had like a big patch to make everything look kind of better.
Right.
So there is that. Like I think it came out last year, and it's fun. You know, I think to me ultimately, I think I enjoyed it more than 3, even though I love 3's side quests and DLC more. But Bar Harbor, that DLC in 4, fantastic. Highly recommend doing that one. That one is really cool location and a fun story. But I'm excited. I've been almost kind of in the mood for a Fallout, but since I've beaten 3, New Vegas, and 4, I'm like, well, maybe I should play the first 2.
But those are like top down, aren't they? Like they're completely different.
Yeah, I should add that to my list as we're talking about this. I'm like, oh yep, there's another one to add to my goddamn list.
Speaking of list, I mean, should we announce like what are we gonna do for book club or game club?
Yeah, we should do that. So, I don't know. Should we just ramble off our lists real quick, like what we want to do, or okay? Real quick for me, Lost Odyssey is one I really want to get to. Skies of Arcadia Legends, so the GameCube version.
Okay, yeah, I have that downloaded too. Actually, just did.
Yeah, perfect. I want to continue the Trails series, so I got Cold Steel 3 on here. I'm afraid to start it because I know it's an 80-hour game. So
that might be one of the later ones we do.
Definitely. Metal Gear Solid and Last Guardian, so I'm working on those. Mother 3, which I have started like a few years ago, so I think I'm at least like 2 hours into it. Final Fantasy 12. So I started this last year, the Zodiac Age one, and I think I'm like 15 hours into it. Like I'm in it. Like I think I've gotten all the party members now. So that's basically where I'm at in the game. And I think that's going to be the next RPG on my backlog I'm going to play. So
It's a fun one.
Probably,
I just recently played through that one. So
yeah, I think once I beat Metal Gear Solid, I'll start that up again. And then Vagrant Story, I've started that game and I kind of liked it and I want to see more of it. So
I feel like that's the one that's our running joke that we're gonna get to Vagrant Story. So.
Yeah, it's just like once you get to the combat, you're like, oh yeah, that's why I keep pushing it down.
Yeah,
but it's a cool game otherwise. Now I added Fallout, so definitely want to check that out. Linda Cubed. It's a PS1 game that got translated, and people kind of hold it in really high regards. So kind of want to check that out because it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
The Jonah Arc PSP game.
Yeah, that's on my
tactical
list. Yeah.
I want to check that out. I want to finish the RE4 remake, as I played quite a bit of it actually. So I got to like where the quarry is and stuff, and I just kind of stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to get through that game because I feel like I need to. And then 2 games that are on here, and these are mostly the ones I want to add because they're short, so they'd be easy to fill in a month. But Baba Is You,
yeah,
and Snipper Clips.
That looks fun. Yeah,
2 co-op games because I feel like I need to do those with my wife, so that'll be fun. And then the original Phantasy Star for the Master System.
Oh, okay.
Always wanted to see that franchise. Like I've played Phantasy Star online, but I've never played the original game. So
yeah.
I want to experience those. A game that I am extremely far in, that I've been playing, honestly, all last year. I play about 2 hours every week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very close. I think I'm like 3/4 of the way done with it, but Breath of Fire 4 is one. I'm really liking that game a lot. I just need to sit down and actually go and finish it.
Yeah,
and then,
the camera controls in that one were a little tricky for me.
Especially because there's like times you might need to do the camera stuff. So yeah, it gets kind of annoying. But Persona 2 and then House of Fata Morgana, because people like claim this is like one of the best visual novels ever. So I want to experience it. It looks really good. I like the art of it. So excited for that. And then 2 RPG Maker games. So Amori. I've started it, but didn't get too far. And then Yume Nikki. I know that's a very surreal kind of game. So that'll be fun. And then Panzer Dragoon Saga. I feel like I need to finally play it, as it's always been kind of like legendary status, right? One of the most expensive games at one point, and then it's the Final Fantasy VII killer. So that'll be cool. And then I should get back into Sekiro. And then obviously I want to add more games to this, right? Especially more like PlayStation 2 RPGs and stuff. But this one, I might take it off the list. I had started it before, but Dark Souls 2.
Yeah. It's a fun one. That one's a fun one. I think that's like the only one I actually like fully beat. It's Dark Souls 2.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is pretty funny. Nice. That's a good list. There's a lot going on there. Yeah, I know it's tough though.
What about you?
What do we want to do? All right, so mine's a little like shorter because I was looking at some older games specifically. But Joan to Arc, right?
Mm-hmm.
That one just looks amazing. It seems a lot of fun. Shadowheart Covenant. We got some Odin Sphere going on. For me, I've never actually played through Xenogears, so that would be a lot of fun. And then I also threw on Xenosaga because I played through Xenosaga, the first one, but I did it like so long ago. I don't really remember it, but I just remember it being kind of fun. Couple Final Fantasy games, Final Fantasy Type 0, because I heard that that's actually in the world of Final Fantasy 13, which I think is actually really interesting that there's a tie-in there. And then Dirge Cerberus, which is I started playing through that one, and that one's actually kind of fun. Very different, right? It's you play as Vincent, so there's a lot of, and it's all like gunplay, right? So it's a run and gun. The Valkyria Chronicles, always seem really interesting to me. Panzer Dragoon Saga as well, right? And then the Front Mission games. I just don't know which one to start with, but they seem fun, right? And I'm kind of in the mech mood right now. Crosscode was always a game that I wanted to check out, but just never got around to. Arc the Lad and like Arc the Lad Twilight specifically, because I heard that one's pretty good. Then Radiata Stories. That one actually looks really interesting. I was checking that one out. The Radiata Stories one, I don't know, the artwork seems really cool, and apparently you can recruit anybody to your party.
Yeah.
Which I think is really interesting. Tales of the Abyss is definitely one that I want to check out. Rogue Galaxy as well as another one there, and Mega Man X Command Mission specifically. So it's not your typical Mega Man game. This is the Mega Man RPG. So it's a turn-based RPG, but Mega Man. And it looks cool. Like the mechs in it look awesome. So you have like Zero, but he looks all badass. He's got like a cape and shit. And like X has like this crazy like laser scarf or whatever, but it's all turn-based combat, which actually seems really interesting to me. So, yeah. Oh, and Ico now, because Ico. So,
I feel like most of your list could be easily itched on the mind. So, like, it's gonna be easy to pick something that we should play together.
Yeah. Now, just which one do we want to start with, man? All right. So it's a long list, right? We got a lot going on there. But what's going to be the first one that we play? What's going to be our book club starter? Our game club starter? We need a better name.
I think we shall go with... I know, we need to come up with a name. Ico. I think that would be a good start, right? Yeah. It's a good little slow start into this this experience, right? Because both our lists have very long games, and I don't want to say, oh, we're already a couple days into the month, but I'm like, I think if we're gonna tackle one of those big long games, we should, 5 days. Hey, man, that's a couple hours each day that could be spent. So
yeah, no,
let's knock out this little short one.
I think it's perfect, right? Like, it's that franchise alone. I mean, you're playing The Last Guardian right now, so it's very fitting. Shadow of the Colossus is a game that we've talked about to death. So I think it would be really cool to like actually talk about Ico now, right? And like that world is just so interesting. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So that's what it's going to be. We're going to be playing Ico for our first game, 2026, our gaming book club thingy. We'll have a better name for it. Don't worry. We'll figure that out. But yeah, that's what we're going to be starting out with. But anyway, all right. With that, a little announcement there. Be on the lookout for that one. Probably towards the end of the month, we'll let you guys know exactly how it went, right? Like what we played, what we thought about, and then announce what February's game of the month is going to be that we'll be checking out. But anyway, we will talk to you guys next week with some more games and all that good stuff. But until then, bye for now.